So on this channel, we really have spoken a lot about Hogwarts Legacy and the bits that we want to have in the game. We spoke about Quidditch, we spoke about how the game will begin, we spoke about the lessons, we spoke about different creatures, and we've looked at evidence we've seen and why these things may be in the game. And actually in this video, I want to talk about the one item which could potentially quite well be in the game that I really hope they stay away from. If you're looking forward to Hogwarts Legacy and you want to watch some videos on it, hit the subscribe button. You can check out those other videos I just mentioned, and also make sure you don't miss out on future content. But this item I say that I really hope they don't put on the game. Now, when I say what this item is, some of you may think to yourself, why on earth would they put this in the game? It wouldn't be there. But actually, I'm going to go on to the reasons why they may well put this in the game, and I think various ones of you will already know as soon as I say it, oh yeah, they might put that in the game. So the item that I don't want them to put in the game then is time travel. So the Wizarding World is obviously a really magical place already. You don't need to have time travel, right? Well, actually, time travel seems to feature quite a lot, a surprisingly large amount in Harry Potter and beyond. I mean, if we think back to The Prisoner of Azkaban, which actually quite a lot of people, it's their favourite book. It was actually a really, really good book. I also enjoyed the film. It seemed to be the first of the more grown-up films. But that in itself had quite an emphasis on time travel. Obviously, Hermione had the time turner and she was travelling through time, which was obviously one of the main story points of that book and film. And the time travel doesn't end there. It may have ended there in the Harry Potter books, but actually in The Cursed Child, which, no spoilers here, but in The Cursed Child, essentially the whole storyline is around a time turner constantly going backwards through time and things changing. And not only that, but if you look on Pottermore and various other websites, time travel is actually something that's explored quite extensively. So it is definitely something that could be in this game. Another reason this could be in the game is because actually there's a very significant time traveling event that happens in the late 1800s. We know this game is set in the late 1800s. In fact, it's in 1899. That was that Eloise Mintumble actually travelled all the way back to 1402. She stayed there for 5 days. Then she come back. They managed to get her back. But when she come back, she'd aged 500 years. The result of that was some days were very short around that time, and some days were very, very long. And there was, in fact, 25 of her descendants were unborn, let alone whatever else the impacts were from doing that. So Prisoner Azkaban was good, The Cursed Child was good, and this is just a story about Eloise Mintumble. So why do I not want to have this in the game? Well, the reason I don't want to have this in the game, despite those things being good, is as with all things that explore time travel, you're running the risk of having things that just don't make sense. There are already inconsistencies with just those events that I've already mentioned before. And I know a lot of people say, well, it doesn't really matter if the game is completely accurate, it's just a bit of fun, which I agree with. I just think it gets very messy sometimes. And I think in order to stop it getting messy, it really does take a lot of the developers' time. Developers' time, I believe, could be spent much better and focusing on other areas. We've spoke about Quidditch a lot, how the lessons work, how you'll be able to go out there and make your own story, how getting sorted into your own house will make a difference. And one of the really important things I want them to focus on is the spectrum of good and evil and make sure that really feels valuable. Let me know your thoughts in the comments and I'll see you in the next video.